Hi everybody, it's me, and I'm coming on here, and this may be too soon, this may be too raw, I'm not really sure, but I wanted to come on here and I wanted to make a live video, and I've been thinking about this for a while, how I was going to word this, how I was going to share this, but I'm just going to say this. I'm sharing what I saw with my own eyes. I don't know exactly, what is happening behind what I saw, but this is what I saw, and this is why we're protesting. So, Sunday night, Boston, this is what happens. So I meet up with my friends around 2, and we get into the car, and we make our signs, and we get dressed up in full incognito gear. The reason you want to dress up in the incognito gear into something that's unrecognizable, into something that's all black, is so that way you don't get arrested. If they are able to recognize you, or you're able to have something where somebody can describe you, you are putting yourself at a really, really high risk. So that is why you are wearing that. It is something to keep you safe. It is a safety thing. So make sure, you have your sunglasses on, obviously, because tear gas is no joke. We'll get to that. But also, it's good to have a hood, just to, be blended. And of course, you're going to want to have a mask. One of the other tips I have for you guys, if you guys are going to continue to go out and protest, please put coffee filters in your mask. These coffee filters really did save my lungs this past Sunday protest. So the whole time we knew that it was going to be big, and we knew that it was going to be have a huge turnout, and it was unlike anything I've ever seen. It was a beautiful, beautiful protest. The amount of people who showed up, who were fighting that good fight, absolutely incredible. And the amount of community, and seeing the community come together and standing together for such a strong cause, was truly remarkable. And I was getting quite emotional as we were marching down the street, and we were feeling the power, we were chanting the chants, and the magic that was building, behind what I was doing was super important. One of the other things that I did for myself to prepare for the protest is all the emergency contacts were written on my arms along with protection sigils. You can still see some of them on my legs. So we'll show you here. So we are Aradia, we have the Ankh, and we have a pentacle that was here. And then on this leg, we've got all the sigils. So we've got compassion, peace. Of course, we're going to bind Trump and hex that patriarchy, and some protection for some protesters. So, by tattooing yourself with magical symbols, things that have power behind them for protection, that is not only going to bless yourself, that's going to bless everybody around your space. So I totally recommend doing that. One of the other things I brought with me is I brought a little bag of some powder that I made specifically for getting rid of white supremacists, for hexing the white patriarchy. It does fall in the line of, gray work, but that's more of a witchcraft topic. So, I was sprinkling powder against the racists, and finding spots to safely do that. Chanting was a big thing for me too, chanting some names of the goddesses. The main goddess I work with is the Morrigan, and she's at the forefront leading this. But also Aradia was really strong last night. So chanting their names, the more you say their names, the more presence you can generate around them, and the more definitely they will be behind you, walking with you. So we're marching, we're doing the things, and then we get into Boston Common, and everybody is rounded up in the middle of Boston Common. And again, it is a peaceful protest. It was a very peaceful protest, and then about 9:05 hit, and cop cars came from out of every direction at high speeds. And it was with these high speeds that I saw that the first cop car I saw in front of us, it was about the second car in the line of 3 police cars, ran straight into the crowd and knocked over the peaceful protesters. And this was extremely violent to see. There was a lot of screaming. What do you even say to that? How do you even recant that? That police car knocked over innocent people. Those people were peacefully protesting, and they were knocked down by the car. I also know that people who were looking at the other side of the common saw something similar on the other side of the street where the other raid of the cops was happening. So in retaliation to stop these cars, The protesters started picking up whatever they could, rocks, bottles, bricks, and chucking them at the cars. This is how the riots truly started. After that, it took a matter of 15 seconds for things to go from absolute peace to total war. Within that 15 seconds, bullets started to be fired, rubber bullets, and all we saw was a huge wave of people going forward towards the cars, going after them, and another group of people coming towards us, running the other way, because the shots were being fired. All we heard was, run, run, they're fucking shooting, get the fuck out of there. So we ran for our lives. I've never had to run for my life before, and the only thing I could think is I'm running by choice. I am a white person at a protest against police brutality, and it's being fought with police brutality. Wrap your head around that for a minute. And I am taking on that choice to run for my life as a white person that a black person doesn't have the choice to make. It was a very humbling experience, and I want some of you to keep that in mind. So, as we're running, we notice, as we're, and there's people screaming behind us who are getting hit with bullets. We look in front of us and we look at the street here, street here, street here. You know how the common is like split off that way, and there are cop cars at each of those exits. They're blocking off the exits, and they are trying to keep as many people in the common as possible to take them out, to arrest them. So we had to find an escape route to escape those blocked exits, and this really did feel like we were in a horror movie. The whole time we're running, we're screaming at the top of our lungs at everybody to get the fuck out of there because they're shooting. We look over to all sides of us and we notice that the gas is coming, and we did get tear gassed. It's no joke. We didn't notice that we were tear gassed until the adrenaline wore off, because then we noticed our eyes were stinging and our breathing was really rough. You can still hear it a little bit in my voice. I'll post a picture later of what my face looked like afterwards. My eyes were really swollen. So what we did to escape, this tear gas that's rolling into the common, is we ran into an alleyway. We ran into an alleyway when the coast was clear, and we hid behind a dumpster. So we hid behind that dumpster for 15 minutes, and the coast was clear. We made a clean getaway. We hid behind the pillars. You have to be careful because state troopers are doing street sweeping. So if you have a sign, get rid of your sign. If they see that you have your sign, they can stop you in those street sweepings, and they can arrest you. So we were trying to dodge all of that. We parked really far away, so we could run to our car, which was parked in Dorchester. When we got to the Dorchester Bridge and we looked at the skyline of Boston, you could see the flames, you could hear the gunshots. They were using fireworks, cops and protesters alike, at each other. This is unreal, and this is unlike anything I've seen. And I stand with my black brothers and sisters, and I will continue to fight this until justice is done. Fuck Trump. Fuck the racists. And fuck white supremacy. Black lives matter. End of story. And if you respond with all lives matter, you need to do some research, because I've posted enough links and stuff out there to tell you to fix your response. Educate yourself. Part of what it means to do political action is, you start that at home, and you do that with your research. Know your rights, and also know what's in the job description of the cops. Know what they can and cannot do. That is part of doing the work. Knowledge is power. Be safe, and know what you're doing. Go with a group of people. Use your magic. This is unreal, and complacency, there is no room for it anymore. You cannot be neutral in this issue. I am urging all of you to take a stance now, because now is the time. This is indeed a revolution, and it is so much better to be on the right side of history now than anything else. I think I've said everything I needed to say. If you guys have any other questions for me, go ahead and let me know. Again, this is really raw, and I wasn't sure how this live video was going to go. I didn't even know if I was going to make a live video. But, that's what I saw. And this is the world we're living in.